Hey there, I'm here with my friend Lisa, and I'm going to show you her makeover from start to finish. And so first we started with our Mary Kay eye primer. We put that all over the lid to be a great prep. Now I'm going to go ahead and create that natural crease. Now with a hooded eye, we have to go ahead and take that hazelnut color and almost create a faux crease on Lisa because it kind of envelopes in and covers a lot of the bottom part of her lid. So as you can see, I'm taking a little bit and creating that outside V, starting from that bone that we can really only feel hidden underneath the skin. And then we're gonna go ahead and create that sideways V on the outer part of the eye, not going any farther than about halfway across the eye area. You can see that I'm kind of blending that into the eye only and adding that intensity, but then now heavily blending it out so that we don't have any harsh lines there. Now I'm going in with biscotti, and that's gonna be all over the bottom part of the eye. We're gonna do 2 layers of that, just patting that in. That is a flat matte color, and we do many layers of that there so that we can really get a fresh white. Where we add the lightest color, it'll actually bring more attention to that area so that when it's next to the darker color and it's blended in as they just transition from one to the other, we see that it brings more attention to the bottom part of the eye, and it makes the part that is hooded or creased look like it's farther away and bring less attention to it so it doesn't overtake the eye. Now I'm going in with a color called Merlot, and I'm just adding a little bit of intensity on top of where I did that brown. Notice how where I did the brown before, the brown kind of comes in more halfway. I can now also take that biscotti and bring a little tiny bit under the brow bone, but not too much. We don't want to overtake that. We don't want that going into where I carved out her crease there with a darker color. So really detailed small amounts of that. Let's go now with a little bit of liquid liner. For people that have a hooded eye, this looks best when you have it angling upward. And in order to do that, it's working with a really small hand, kind of going across, connecting the lines across the top of the eye, and really helping her to relax her eye. This is a really challenging one for women with a hooded eye. So I recommend using an eyeliner product that is really user-friendly, mainly because you want to get that line as small and thin as possible. Of course, we're just going in now with some Power Mascara, makes a big difference. Always going back to blend and just soften from the inside out. And of course, when we do her foundation, we'll soften that edge up on the outside even more if you had any fallout that came underneath the eye or too far out. I now have Lisa applying our foundation primer all over, up and down motion. This is gonna help top fill the pores so that we're not seeing pores through her makeup. We're using our CC cream because she really likes a really great natural wear foundation that has a very dewy, natural appearance. So you can see that I'm just using a brush to very evenly blend this all over her entire face. You can also see my strokes are going outward and upward on the face. CC cream that I'm using right now stands for complexion corrector. So it's a really great, again, natural, hydrating formula that also is going to take down any redness in the face as well. You can see it's great for cleaning up the sides there too. Now we're going in with the concealer, and this is a really tough part for a lot of people because you can kind of see that around Lisa's high cheekbones, it creates a little bit of a shelf where I'm pointing to right here. And so we want to make sure that when we color correct with something like an under eye corrector, that we're placing this product never on puffy skin. You can see that I'm really big about the placement here, even using the side of my brush or tool to make sure that this is a really thin line, getting exactly where it needs to go. It needs to be specifically over those dark areas. You can even see that depending on the tool or brush, using the rounded part of the top of that helps to get super close to the eye as well. Remember, you never want to conceal or do under eye corrector on top of puffy places. You always want to go below or above in those spots, and you can see I'm just pressing that into place, and what a difference it makes. So I'm almost kind of hitting that top of the cheekbone there where she's got some of that discoloration. I'm going into the inner part of the eye and also lifting it up. Everything gets lifted up with the stroke of that brush going upward. It cleans up that side of the eye, and it also directs and takes away that dark coloring that really did overtake Lisa in her before photo. Now we're gonna get into some contouring. And so I'm taking the side of my brush, I'm hitting right underneath the cheekbone. You can see I don't go any farther than the end of the eyebrow there. We wanna make sure that this is very perfectly placed, especially when faces are a little bit smaller. We don't wanna overtake the face with product. And so we're blending that up and out back by the ear. Putting this product really perfectly placed in that hollow area right below the cheekbone will now help to lift the cheekbone and create a slimming effect, allowing that cheekbone to raise up even higher Yay for lift. I'm also doing a little bit on the sides, top part of the nose. You can kind of see there. I'm going to go through and clean that up a little bit with my blending brush in a little bit. But wow, coming in here with a little bit of cheek color, back by the ear, again, keeping that away from the inner part of the face. It's just coming together beautifully. And you know what? It doesn't look overdone. It keeps it really natural, but also very classic and polished so that Lisa can level up this look, but still feel confident in her own skin. Time for brows, one of our absolute favorites. And so you can see that I'm kind of doing the brow mapping as I'm going on the inner side of the eye and then the outer side of the eye to see where the eyebrow should extend, and then through the center of the eye to find out where the arch should be. We're always creating that really clean line, and we're drawing from the top of the brow down so that our brow won't end up looking like it's going downward. So you see how I bring that stroke right up from the starting point of the brow up to where the arch should be, and it creates a really nice strong arch. But then what I do is I go ahead and bring the color down from the top of the brow to fill in sparse areas. Now that may make a brow look a little bit more angled and stronger than you'd want, but don't worry, we are going to blend this out. We're going to basically create those little strokes and fill in those sparse areas. We're going to get a really nice, clean, crisp line. And then we're going to use that blending brush to just brush through those brows, really make them, again, not the focal point of Lisa's face, but really help it to frame the eyeshadow that we did. You can tell just a difference there. There is a lift and you create more space on that left eye as we're taking a look. So I'm just going to fill in the other side now. You can see a little bit more of this detail as we speed up this side of the brow. But let's talk really quick about how we select the proper brow color for our brow products. I really like going based off of what's going to look the most natural as far as the hairs that are growing in. However, sometimes this is personal preference if someone wants to go darker or their hair color is not their natural hair color. I hear from so many women that one of the things that bothers them is that their lips get thinner over time. And so lip liner is a really great tool for helping to make the lips look a little bit more full. The light nude shade is a really great shade for looking like more of your natural lip color, and then we're just adding a little bit of lipstick to give a little bit more of a pop to Lisa to pull the whole look together. It looks like she loves it, so let's see the whole look in the before and after. Absolutely in love with Lisa's transformation, but remember, you are beautiful inside and out with or without makeup. This is just enhancing what is already there and bringing it more to light. Follow and subscribe to Beauty with Justine for more videos like this.